It's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I'm a UK-based independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to another week of fun at the Old Stables. So, Paper Pumpkin, the joy to the world, is available in the UK, and what is better is that it is going to be 10% off from 11 PM tonight UK time. So, as well as this, most of what's in the annual catalogue is also going to be 10% off. I'm going to put a link in on my website for this post. You can find the link to that just by opening the description bar below this video, and if you click on the associated blog post, you will go straight to the right post for this, and I will have there a link to what is not included in the Merry and Bright online extravaganza. Pretty much everything is included, but there are a few things that aren't. Some of the adhesives, Whisper White, Very Vanilla, envelopes, those sorts of things aren't included, but all of the really pretty stuff, the ribbons, all those sorts of things, blends, they are all included. 10% off, fill your boots, get your wish list sorted out, so you can put your order through at 11 o'clock this evening. Use my host code to get extra free product in December. If you are looking at a long wish list, think about the starter kit. Remember that not only does that give you 20% off because you get £130 of products for just £99 with free shipping. If you use the 10% off as well, that's 30% off. It's nearly £50 of money back in your pocket, all for £99. And then you get to order from the new mini catalogue in December, well, in fact, more than a month earlier than anybody else. So I thought it would be fun, to throw my stamps on the floor. Not that. To see if I could put the contents of the Joy to the World kit together in what's left. 27 minutes. So it makes 8 cards. These are they. So I've laid out all the bits I need. I have actually cut down the gold banners so that I can use the extras for something else. So let's see if I can get this done. I'm going to start with all of the stamping. There is a stamping spot in Just Jade, but I'm going to use my full size stamp ink pad rather than open up the one that's included, because that way I can keep that for travelling. Now, this is a little tricky. I think I've got it more or less lined up because there is a right way and a wrong way. I think that's the right way. You basically have to twist this to line it up so that you've got most of the cherry cobbler berries not being stamped over. Basically you want this, there are 2 single dots and some triple dots, and you want the dip in the stamp, I don't know if you can see that dip there, you want that over the bottom of the 2 cherry cobbler triples, and then everything else, if I have got it lined up properly, will work. So let me ink up my stamp and see if it does. Famous last words, eh? So let me just get it kind of where I think it should be. I've got them all lined up so that they are pointing in the same direction, and by they I mean the wreaths. And yes, it works. So I can now do a bit of a conveyor belt on these because I now know that I've got them in the right place. Still going to have to, hover a little bit over each one just to make sure. So, but they're so good for putting quick projects together. Would that we could get Paper Pumpkin outside of North America all the time. I think they are marvellous kits. They are inexpensive. They're a bit of a surprise. I kind of try to do the same thing with my creativity in a box, but yeah. a subscription craft box would be amazing. Now they've included a spare, so I'm going to leave that because I can use that for something else. So pop that to the side because I don't need it. I'm not going to waste time cleaning it at this point. So then I've got these large die cuts. They're stitched, so I don't know if you can see, they've got stitching, and those are going to have Merry Christmas put on them. So again, just ink up my stamp and pop them in the middle. And I kind of work on the premise that if the die comes up, if the die cut comes up with the stamp, it's probably fairly well stamped because it means there's a reasonable amount of ink. Now I love that we're using Just Jade because I would never have thought of using Just Jade as a Christmas colour. So it's just brilliant. We've got Just Jade, whoops, that's not inked up properly, Just Jade, Cherry Cobbler, and I want to say Seaside Spray. Let me just have a look because it should say on the back here which colours. Cherry Cobbler, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Just Jade and Seaside Foam. Yeah, and obviously there's gold as well. No, I don't want to get rid of that yet because I've got the small ones, and again there are 5 of these, and I want 2 with To the World and 2 with whatever the other one says, Sending. So let's get those lined up. Load, aim, fire. Now this may actually be easier on a square block because this is exactly the right size. It's not quite so easy to see around the edges, but it's okay. And as I say, they've given a spare just in case. So this is Sending, and I just need 2 of these. So this is easier to see round. So if you do find that you're having difficulties seeing where you're stamping, just go onto a larger block. And what I find is by putting words in particular onto a block crooked, I'm more likely to stamp them straight. I know it's illogical, but there we go. Right, so that's all of my stamping done. Where are we? 7 minutes. Okay. Right, so I'm going to add the banners to the end of my Christmas. I think that's the next thing I need to do. The instructions are all here. Yes, so the banner goes underneath the stamped element. The instructions are brief, but they're fine. They're fine. I'm actually going to use Seal Plus, I think, to attach my banners. I don't know that it's going to want to attach directly to... Oh, it does, to the foil. These are almost like the brass rather than gold. So 1, that's not terribly square to the card, but never mind. It's fine, as long as I do the same up this end, it's going to look fine. So there we are, there's 1. So let's get all of these and turn them over, because I do find that conveyor belt is speed. If you hear something humming in the background, it's my heater, because today in Oxfordshire, it's quite... What's the word I'm looking for? Damp, dreary, pick any of the above, and it kind of gets into my bones, so I have got my heater on, my independent heater. I normally have my underfloor heating on, but I kind of feel like I need a little bit of a boost today, so I am using my underfloor, my actual heater as well. That's that one. So we're nearly there with these. This is a very good adhesive, so if you only get a small amount, it's not a problem. And of course we are going to have to then attach these to the card, so there will be more adhesive going on in a moment. Included is a sheet of glue dots and a sheet of dimensionals, so lots of adhesive is included. The words in English are joy, love and peace. I'm only going to use joy and peace but there's also the same words in French and German. I don't think they're in anything else. Let me just check. Yes, so English, French and German, 2 each of 3 sentiments in each language. So, right, so those are all done. Next, I need to take my embossed pieces. Now, I have tried to get the pips off the edge of all the die cuts, that's the word. The instructions say cut 18 inches of your twine. This is cherry cobbler, and it's kind of a linen thread. I've done to 18 inches for 4 and 40 inches for the other 4 because I didn't feel I needed the extra for the other 4. So all we're doing, and I am trying to straighten this out a wee bit because when it comes off the roll it's very coiled, and all we're going to do is just coil this round, attaching it with glue dots. So let me grab my take your pick tool, and clean its end would always be good, and grab a glue dot. That's a glue dot, and then I'm going to attach that to my die cut piece, and then grab another glue dot and attach that to the other side, and that will give me some anchoring points. Again, we are going to have more adhesive down, so I'm not too worried if it's not fully adhered at this point. And there we are, we've got 2 loops, full loops. Then we've got our flowers, which I stupidly have not sorted because they're not, I don't think they're all quite the same. They may be. They may be. Oh no, I think they are, because we want 2 on each of our cards for this design. So these are going to go kind of here and kind of here. Now what I need to check is whether they're going on with dimensionals. So let's see. Layer and adhere the pieces in order. Printed die cuts dimensionals, foil die cuts adhesive dots, stamp labels dimensionals. Okay, so these are going to be dimensional and these are going to be dimensional. They're going to be large letter if you're in the UK. So, dimensionals. 1, 2, probably just need 3 on each. So 1, oops, flying die cut, 2, 3, and then adhere this. I may be going off my die cut, off my piece a bit, but I think we'll be okay. Once I've done the first one, I'm sure these others will fall into place quite easily. But I have not, although I've got more than one of these boxes, this is the first one I've opened. So you're seeing this in effect in real time. That goes there. Now these are going to be on the, there are 2 designs of the card, one with the lines going effectively up and down and one going side to side. This is the this way, and I'm going to again use some extra adhesive, not from the kit, to pop these down. And yeah, you see I've come a little bit too far off with my die cut, so let's gently pull that up and move it down a bit. That's better. And then I can pop this on. This is just going to go across the middle here, so I need a dimensional in the middle, just there, and then some more adhesive at each end. Take the dimensional backing off and just pop that down, and that is our first card. So that's one down. Let me make one of the other ones now, just so that we've got at least one of each done, as we're at 14 minutes. Oh, panic, panic. Now obviously I have got to fold the cards, but it's fine. Right, so this time we've got our long thin cable knit die cut, or embossed piece I suppose, and what we're going to do with this is tie the linen thread in a bow. Now what I find is easiest is to, actually we'll do it that side, is to tie it in a knot first so that it's not flapping in the breeze when you're trying to tie the bow, making sure that your ends are slightly more even than that. See, I always knew the thread was going to be the bit that took the time. That's not too bad. So let's tie that in a knot. A reef knot would be nice. I think that may be what other people call a square knot, but I'm from a sailing background, so for me it's a reef knot. And I've covered up my picture. Mustn't cover up my picture. To move, just bend the card that you've got it wrapped round, and you can move it across to where you want it. And you want it quite near to the edge of your embossed piece, and then just tie that in a bow like that. And obviously you can spend time getting that looking neat and tidy when you've done most of the rest of the manufacture, or assembly probably a better word. So again I'm going to add some adhesive, and we want these square on the card like that. Then we've got our die cut. So again I'm going to use 3 dimensionals on that. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm not using the dimensionals that were in the kit because I've already got dimensionals open. So for me, I would rather use ones that are already open. Now, the Joy is going to be the most tricky, I think, to put together, because and the piece, because they are quite fine. So I want to try and get the glue dot, turn that over, in a strategic place, and then get the backing off, and that's almost the most fiddly bit. I'm going to turn my heater off, because I'm now too hot. It's because I'm in conveyor belt mode. Right, so that's that one. Let's grab that one. Whoops. And one more in the middle, I think, would be good, just in case. Right, so this is Joy. So that's going to go across there. And there is a dot, if I can find it. I've got one dot, don't know where I've put the other dot. Never mind, we'll deal with the dot that we've got and then worry about the dot we haven't got. As I said, this is probably what's going to take the longest. So there's a dot there. So I can do Joy with a dot. And then I need To the World, which can go here over the bit of thread that's there. And all I need for that is 1 dimensional. It really doesn't need any more than that. So we'll just pop the dimensional down, and there's, might go a little bit to one side actually, or even, no, I think we're supposed to just know that it's Joy. So I am going to go, no, I'm going to go square. That's what they've got in the picture. Joy to the World. So there's that one ready to go. Other than folding it in half. Where are we? 20 minutes! Eek! Okay, so can I get any more done? Ah, panic, panic! Right, so we need glue dot. Oops, flying glue dot apparently. So glue dot, other glue dot, long piece of linen thread, wrap that around. Probably got my glue dots in the wrong place, but you know, I'm going to go with the flow. There we go. So those are our glue dots down. We need our flowers with dimensionals. So dimensional, dimensional, dimensional. 1, 2, 3. Don't think I'm going to get the whole box done, but you can see that it's pretty quick to put these together once you're organised and when you're not on camera. Because when you're on camera, I have to say it does put a little bit of pressure on. Right, so I'm going about there. Now, if I was sensible, what I would do is bring in the card, attach this to the card, and then I would be able to see what my spacing is. You'd think that would be sensible, wouldn't you? Okay. Right, wreath. No, not wreath. Banner. So I need adhesive, adhesive, glue dot, right way up, Merry Christmas, another one done. I think I might get those ones done first because they do seem to, I seem to be getting into a flow with those. So let's adhere this to the front of my card. Couple of glue dots. Now do remember while I'm doing this that you can subscribe to my channel just by clicking the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. If you are overseas, well, if you're in the UK, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, so it's a great way of just supporting my small business. This is what I do to earn an income. So it is wonderful when people do support me, and as I say, just subscribing is brilliant. 2 of those. So if you would like to do that, that would be fantastic. And if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. That's always great as well. And you can leave any questions or comments in the comments box, which is below the description bar. I always reply. Sometimes I take a couple of days to get back if I'm busy doing other stuff, but I do always get back. So please do feel free to leave me a comment. If you're in the UK and you would like any products, please consider using me as your demonstrator. I do try and give exceptional customer service, so why not give it a go? And if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you can also, France, Germany, Austria, yes, you can also join my team, which would be fantastic. There are quite a few of us. We are spread across the UK and into Europe, so you would not be alone if you're outside of the UK. We do a lot of virtual stuff together because obviously spread out, it's the easiest way to get together. I've always done that. That's nothing new to having the COVID thing. So I'm all very well set up for that. So yes, that would be fantastic. I would love to welcome you. I do offer some training, although, you know, as an independent, nearly forgot the thread. As an independent demonstrator, you don't actually need to sell if you don't want to. I choose to, but if you just want the discount for yourself, that's fine. Or if you just want the discount for Christmas, that's fine too. Although if you were to join today, you would get the discount until at least the 30th, 30 days have September, yes, 30th of April. So yes, great discount. minimum of 20%, so it's really worthwhile having. Let's pop that one down there. How are we doing? 25 minutes. Yes, I think with the best will in the world, I'm not going to get them all done. I'll give it a go, but I think it is unlikely. But yes, do consider the best way of shopping for you. I always mention joining because it is such a good deal, and there really is no pressure from anyone to do anything other than just shop for yourself. You know, be a smart shopper and save money. You know, if you decide that you want the starter kit and nothing else ever again, that's fine. No one's going to complain. Right, okay, so let's see, what are we doing? We're tying ribbon round, or thread round these. I honestly think it's unlikely I'm going to be able to finish these, but I will crack on and see how we go, because I am determined to get as far as I can. But yeah, and I have to say we have an absolute hoot just hanging out together. It's an amazing group of people, very supportive, and the wider Stamping Up family. You know, if you wanted to go to some of the international events, you'll get to meet people who are, you know, like-minded from all over the world. There are people all over the world that I now consider friends. It is just such an amazing group to be part of. Right, so let's attach those. I'm going to put some adhesive in that middle area as well. She says, famous last words, just to try and tighten that up a bit, because it's a little looser than I'd want, but it's fine. So let's pop that into the middle-ish. Right, okay, so 3 dimensionals on the back of here. Where are we? 27 minutes and counting. Oh, am I going to make it? Right, pop that down there. Let's try a piece and see whether we can get piece done as well. Because piece is not quite the same layout as joy. Ooh, there's a nice fat bit. It's one of the good things about the glue dots that you get in the paper pumpkin is they are actually a little smaller than the mini glue dots. I guess these are mini glue dots, so they can go onto these tiny little pieces. So piece goes right down here. Oops, I've got a bit of the glue dot sticking out. There we go. So piece goes there, and then this just goes here. Almost don't need a dimensional, but we'll put one in anyway. And then some adhesive on the back. Take that off. And we've got sending piece. Oh, where are we? 28.5 minutes. I honestly think that the chances of me getting another one done are so remote that I'm not going to rush it. So I have, however, managed to make 6 of the 8. So all I now need to do, they're white on the inside, which means they're great for writing your Christmas message. There are other stamps that you can include. Let me grab the stamp set so that I can talk those through. If I can get it out of the box. So we have got Joy, To You and Yours, the flower, some dots so you can do more wreaths, and then wishing you a very happy Christmas filled with fun and laughter. So it's a great little set to have as well. So why not get it today? I say today, you know, into tomorrow. Get it tonight at 10% off. I'm not sure it's going to last the whole of Merry and Bright, so don't hang around. Get it while you can. Do consider joining the team and saving even more, because it really is such fun. I want to show you the inside of the envelopes as well,